Your personal brand isn't just a logo, a tagline, or a clever marketing hook. It's who you are at your core. It's how you think, it's how you make decisions, and it's how you show up in the world, both personally and professionally. And building a brand isn't just about a strategy, it's about alignment. And that requires something much deeper: self awareness, resilience, and the willingness to grow and evolve. Now, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a guru, but I am a builder. I've built two very successful businesses, worked through failure, I faced my own demons, and I'm still in the process. I'm still refining, I'm still evolving. So each week on the Branding Lab, I'm going to break down the lessons, the insights, and raw truths that shape not just great businesses, but great leaders. In this roughly 10 to 15 minute monologue, I'm going to share the stories and the insights of my own experience and the deep conversations with CEOs, founders, and thought leaders from all over the world. We're going to uncover the patterns, the decisions, and the shifts that separate those who grow from those who stay stuck. Because here's the honest truth: if you're not evolving, neither is your brand. So let's get into it.
I was in the gym this morning and was getting ready to get into the sauna, and I was the ESPN thing was on in the background, and there was like 6 or 7 dudes that were sort of like around the TV watching it, this electronic demigod shining down upon their souls. And and it was funny because several of them had on swag, Clemson, and there was some professional stuff, and I don't know what was going on. It was just like commentary on ESPN. And it really struck me how insane that idea is, that an entire industry has popped up centered around sports information, not just the sport, but sports information. And it's like 24/7 unload of interviews and talk shows and highlights and all of this stuff that's like feeding the general public just nauseating nonsense that doesn't even matter, but somehow they have correlated us with a connection between a sports team and how we live our lives and how we view ourselves and who we root for and our allegiances and our loyalties. And they've tapped into that, like patriotism. And seriously, like people have become rabid around their sports teams. And I played sports my whole life, so I kind of understand the fan concept and rooting for a team. Like everybody wants to belong to something, but it's at a whole new level now, and it's almost to the point where I won't even watch sports anymore because it's become so commercialized. And is the word infantilized? I don't even know if that's the right word. But anyway, it struck me in that moment when they were sitting there staring at the TV screen and talking back and forth and debating on it, how enthralled and how masterful the marketing and branding has been to train us to not only be consistently addicted to this idea, but how we have aligned ourselves and willing to put tattoos on our bodies to represent our allegiances to these teams that we have nothing to do with whatsoever. And really kind of the connection for me, yeah, it always goes back to branding for me, but the connection between how do you as a small business owner get your own raving fans? And I'm not saying you should go get yourself tattooed with this beautiful face. Maybe you should, but what about my experience working with me, or what about working with you and your experience will enable your fan to become your rabid cheerleader and talk about you to their friends and their family and their experience that they had with you and how amazing it was, and write a review for you and just become like sort of like a disciple for your business. And again, metaphorically speaking, tattoo your brand, your logo on their emotional heartstring and sort of create the same concept. It's an interesting thing to think about. How do we create raving fans, and what would make somebody tattoo my brand on their body? So anyway, there's something to consider there. Enjoy your day.